Hey guys, welcome to the Coffee and Coaching Podcast. I am Coach Kamara.
I'm Coach Jack G. We hope you enjoy today's episode. We hope you take a lot of value away from it, and we might even make you laugh a little bit.
We started this podcast to help empower and inspire you to take control and create the life that you want to lead.
But remember, everything we say is our opinion. We're not medical professionals. So if we talk about anything that you want to implement into your life, please go and speak to your doctor first.
If you enjoy the episode and you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe, share it with anyone that you think might take value from it. And if you can share it on your social media, it would be massively, massively appreciated.
That's enough of that. Let's get into today's episode.
So Jack, lad, you have ruined coffee shop Espresso for yourself.
Yeah. And I don't want to sound like a proper coffee snob, but I make good espresso at home now. Like, it took ages. Like,
It only took like 2 months, huh?
Yeah, and like when we were saying the last time we done a podcast, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm making good espresso." I wasn't, and then I made good espresso, and was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like one morning, I got up, and I was wasting like half an hour maybe in the morning messing around with it. So it was like every morning I was wasting half an hour. So one morning I got up and I was like, right, the most efficient thing I can do is waste a whole morning nailing this. And then it'll be done then. I don't have to think about it. So I got a pen and paper. I got the scales and I just sat and just made a load of espressos and was like, horrible. Not drinking it, just sipping it, getting a taste of it, looking at it, and horrible. Wasn't put under extracted, over extracted, done it for ages. And I've got this piece of paper now. I nailed it for the beans that I had.
Yeah.
And then I can dial in new beans quite quickly now because I spent that morning doing that. But I make good espresso. But now, and whenever I go to a coffee shop, I'm like, yeah, it's a double espresso. Horrible.
Shite.
Always bitter.
I know.
Always.
They're always just terrible. Like, not even just like quite bad.
Like badly under extracted.
Or over extracted.
Yeah. Like just, unless it's the guy who makes the coffee, like unless it's the guy
unless it's someone who's passionate as fuck.
Yeah. I say guy, unless it's unless that person in that coffee shop loves making espresso.
Yeah.
And knows that you're into espresso, it's shit.
Yeah.
Like that time when we had to go to a different coffee shop because 92 was closed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, we do a coffee and coaching podcast. And he was like,
oh shit.
Oh, scales out. He got the scale. Like, thinking back now, it was funny. Like, he weighed the shot out to the like 0 point of a gram, whatever it's called, the microgram.
Is it?
Isn't
Whatever.
it? Gram, microgram.
Milligram, is it?
Milligram? Whatever.
Anyway.
The one after gram. The point whatever on that. He was like that with a little teaspoon. Like, and then he put effort in, do you know what I mean? He stepped his game up. Them scales weren't out until I said that.
No, I got the one that was made before that.
Yeah.
So mine was shit.
And you were like, ugh.
I was like, ugh.
So now I've just ordered an espresso just to test my theory.
What is it?
I drank it because it was terrible. It was a single and it was just gross. So I showed Jacob and there was no crema on top. It was like jet black. It was just...
That's one of them that just dripped out, hasn't it?
Yeah, that just went like big, clumpy, slow drips. So yeah, now I can only order latte or like something with milk in from a coffee shop. So I know that I can't really taste if it's a bad shot.
Well, I was exactly the same as you. When before Christmas I thought, just after Christmas, sort of the first, that week, Crimbo Limbo where no one knows what it is, I was like, I got me grinded, didn't I, for Christmas? And I was like, yes, I'm fucking smashing it. But it wasn't. It was just sort of acceptable.
Yeah.
It was like
drinkable.
Because we're used to coffee shop espressos, that was the standard.
Yeah.
That shit. As soon as it started becoming acceptable, the level that I was making, I was like, yeah, this is boss this. But it's just practicing. It's like anything. The more and more you do it, the more you refine it. It's unbelievable. Have you cleaned your grinder? Yes.
Oh, that's an experience, isn't it?
Oh,
Have you done
mate,
it?
fucking hell. It's
Just
so much hassle.
Constant. But like, I kept cleaning it and then more stuff would come out.
Yeah.
And then I'd like bang it and loads would come out and I'd be like, okay, that must be done. I'll look in and there's more. Yeah. It was just forever coming out.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
There was like a like 18 gram shot probably like inside it still.
Yeah. Well, I don't know actually. I just clean it every time I change the beans.
Yeah, whenever you change the beans, ideally, because otherwise you're going to get some of the last beans.
I put in enough beans every time though. So
Yeah.
it always whirs and gets rid of everything.
It won't. If you open it up, there'll be, so like if you clean it completely and it's like spotless, like just out of the shop, if you were to put 18 grams in then and grind it, you probably only get about 15 out, because some of it gets caught in the beers and in the sides, and like it doesn't all come out. So then I think, what's his name? James Hoffman always talks about like flushing it. So some of them have the little air thing to like blow the bits out. Ours doesn't. The one you've got the same grinder with me. Doesn't blow that out. So every time you put your next lot in, the next lot pushes some of the previous grind out. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just like, even probably like, you're never going to get it fully out, are you, with that little brush? So it's like probably fucking coffee from like 3 months ago, just chilling, just affecting your shop.
Yeah.
So like, you've got to clean it as well as you can, haven't you?
This is a slippery
like,
slope,
it'll
though.
be like rancid coffee
Because
grinds.
the more I get into it, right, and I'm watching like James Hoffman talking about like £1,500 grinders,
yeah,
and all of the features, I'm like, well, now that feature makes sense. I can see that, yeah, because that is affecting my shot with this one that I've got. Like, I can see why people spend this money on grinders now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like a room. I'm gonna like, the office is going. I'll work on the couch with my laptop because upstairs needs to be a coffee room.
Do you know, I was saying this to Angel, and I did voice note you in the morning. We have to make a coffee shop at some point in our lives.
Definitely.
Whether it's even just maybe not even a shop, maybe a little fucking a coffee van or something.
Something like I said to you, like I think you were like half asleep when you listened to to my reply. I was half asleep when I wrote it, and it just didn't make sense, which is a lot of what I do. And then go back to it and go, wow, who wrote that? I'm determined to have like a like wellness center, aren't I? Like that's the big vision. One in there.
Oh yeah, that
That's
message.
what you're on about.
I still didn't even know what you meant when you explained it. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because I wanted to
I
call
want to
it.
find this message.
Because I named the coffee shop
read it
something
out.
to do with coffee and coaching, and that's what didn't make sense. Because I tried to make a funny name out of, I tried to make a business name, a coffee shop name out of the Coffee and Coaching podcast, and it just fell on deaf ears, basically. So yeah, we'll take it that wasn't a good name for the coffee shop, because you just looked at that message. I think you replied back to me and just like, what are you on about, lad? And it was either really late at night or really early in the morning, and I couldn't be arsed trying to explain it. And I was like, oh, that doesn't matter. Just leave it there.
Lad, I really need to find it. But so can you entertain everyone for the second?
Yeah. Do you want me to just like do some dance moves or something? So
yeah, I've got it.
He's got it.
Send him a voice note. Lad, you weren't half asleep. You sent it at 23 minutes past 2 in the afternoon.
That's post-workout, mate. That's post-workout. I'm no good to anyone there. What day is it?
When I finally build this mecca of life betterment,
That makes
we will
sense.
slap a coffee house and coaching on the side of it.
Yeah. We'll slap a coffee house and coaching, and the coffee shop would be called Coffee House and Coaching.
Coffee house and coaching.
Okay, so it's a terrible name, Sam, but the sentence
Mecca
makes
of
sense.
life betterment.
That's what it's going to be. It is going to be a mecca of life betterment. It's not going to be a gym. It's not going to be a wellness centre. It's not going to be like a health club. It's going to be a life betterment centre, because you're going to go in and your life's going to be better for going there.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
But I just sent him a voice note basically saying, hey lads, I've got a bit of a cool idea about how we're going to set it up. So I sent him a voice note and he went, sick lad. When I finally build this mecca of life betterment, first of all, what the fuck what's that? What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Slap a coffee house and coaching on the side of it. What are you
There was
talking
not
about?
enough context in that message, but I knew what I meant, and that's all that matters.
And I
They're
know
my
what you meant
words.
now. Yeah.
So today we're talking about being your own best mate.
Mm-hmm.
And you, the message you sent me to plan this out is actually dead funny. So I'm not going to mention it now, because obviously it's going to be one of the things that we talk about today. But you've got some good points to bring up.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it because it was a really blunt. I feel like over Christmas, your message has shifted a little bit. in a good way, but it's just been like a noticeable shift. If you read his emails or you see his content, you might have picked up on it. There's just a lot less fluffy or soft. Like you've gone very like,
Do you think?
if this is what you want,
Just fucking
this is
do
what
it.
you need to do. Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
Do you know what I think that is? Just because I've been so busy, I haven't had time to fuck about.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's been
yeah.
just,
Okay, yeah, that
it's-
makes
it's-
sense.
It's been just bum, do it.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, so I've probably picked up on the fact that
Mm.
you've felt very like this.
Yeah.
This just needs to get done now, like this, and then that's interesting. Love it.
I feel like potentially in the past, I've probably had so much time, been like, right, well, how can I deliver this message in a way that's going to
Yeah,
resonate with more people? But like, I have just been fucking
It's been good though.
unbelievably
It's been
busy.
good. Like you sent a
It's
little
probably
short
more
message out.
the authentic, the
Yeah.
more authentic version.
You've had
of
less
me.
time to you've had less time to be in your head and
Yeah.
pull. Yeah, that's good. That
The short one.
the short one.
I can't even remember what that was about.
It
But
was.
I
I think it
I
was.
remember writing it being like, yeah, it's a good one. That.
Yeah, it was like maybe 100 words, if that.
Mm.
And it was just like, quick one this morning. Get your shit together. If you want something, go and fucking do it. This is
Yeah.
what you need to do. See you
Effectively,
later. Have a good day. And that was effectively it. Obviously, it was
effectively.
worded a lot better than that, but that was the message. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not on my mailing list, go and click the link in my bio and sign up, and you'll get beautiful emails. Loads of people love my emails more than like anything else. Like
Yeah.
I get so much more feedback from emails over podcast, over Instagram, over anything that I've ever done. Like people
Nice.
just love the emails. I
Nice.
like writing. I like it.
Yeah, you can tell because you're good at it. I like making the
so.
content, don't I? I like
Yeah,
the
you're
video
good.
stuff.
Because all the graphics and the video
Yeah,
and shit.
I
I
enjoy
hate
that.
that.
So that's where.
I'm shit at that. I actually paid Jack one time to do some of my graphics because I just couldn't be asked.
Yeah, what was that landing page, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the. So if you sign up to his More Than Muscle program,
No, it was for the cut, wasn't it?
oh, it was for the cut.
I've
was it?
actually changed it quite significantly, but you did the
right. Well,
the background and all the foundational stuff.
yeah, I done a bit.
Right, so yeah. Today we're talking about being your own best mate. So what does that mean to you, Jack?
Well,
Wait, first of all, coffee. We haven't even fucking said coffee.
we have spoke about the lattes and we spoke about the.
Have we tested them? And gave them feedback?
We haven't given them any feedback. To be fair, you nearly dodged the bullet there, 92. But that's you do a good latte.
No, it's nice. It's nice. It's consistent every week.
It is. It's the froth, that milk, the mouthfeel of the milk is fantastic. Since I heard that word, I love using it. Mouthfeel is a fantastic phrase to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has got a pleasing mouthfeel.
So what does being your own best mate mean to you?
Like you've got, I word it a little bit differently, but it means the same thing. Like you've got to be your biggest fan. Like no one, I mean, there's loads of negative stuff I've seen on Instagram lately and it really does me head and it brings me down. But there's one reel that keeps popping up. You know the audios on reels, like people you reuse them and stuff, don't they? And there's one that keeps, it's probably because I keep clicking on it and that's why it keeps bringing me that audio. But it says something like, no one's coming for you, no one, and it's just a dead negative reel and it's attached to like a video of someone working in the gym and it just screams like you've got issues. Like that's not the message that I'm trying to say about you need to be your biggest fan. Like it's just dead negative.
Well, like no one's coming to help you.
No one's coming to help you. No one's cheering for you. You need to do it for you. But it's said in a really negative light, and that's not what we're on about. Being like your best mate. It's like you've got to do all of this for you, even if, for me anyway, what I take from it is you need to do all of this for you, even if you aren't the most important person in your life, because no one else is going to help you get to the best version of you if you don't want it, if you don't try and get yourself to the best version of you. And if you aren't the best version of you, then the people you think are more important than you won't get the best from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did to
Yeah.
me. Because I know what you're saying. We spoke about this before, but it's
Yeah.
like being selfish to be selfless.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that point, I feel like we'll come back to it later. But like, if you're selfish and you prioritize your own self, you prioritize forcing yourself to go to the gym, forcing yourself to eat good, go to bed on time, you are 100% working at the level that you could be at in terms of your capacity for life in general, like your health, your happiness, your energy every day. You can give your energy to your kids if you value your kids more than yourself. It's still important to prioritize yourself so you can give everything to your kids. So that, yeah, I agree.
Lucy, our mate, Lucy Brabham, put a video up about this the other day, didn't she? It was a video or a reel.
Which one?
About the habits. Like,
I can't even remember. Like.
It's on your story right now. Saying
that's being consistently shite though. That one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that killed me off.
Yeah, it's funny though, but it's that, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like about having habits that are like right now you can be. Oh my God, come on, Jack, get yourself together. You're being consistently rubbish.
Yeah.
And like, if you love yourself and you love the people around you, you need to be consistently good. You need to look at those habits and break them. It's like, instead of just accept them, well, that's just what I do.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I like Lucy's message and that was fucking boss. I just love it because like everyone talks about consistency. We've spoken about consistency all the time, but like it's not just the whole part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, you can be. She said it just killed me as soon as she said it. I was just dying because the way she speaks, she speaks very well with like.
yeah,
She's very good at changing her tonality, isn't she, and storytelling and stuff. So she just went. Yeah, but if you're being consistently shite, it doesn't mean anything.
yeah,
Like, if you're being consistent, but if what you're doing is wrong, then fucking nothing happens. But going back to what being your best mate means to me is like authenticity. It's like having an honest relationship. So like if you come to me and you're asking me for advice, I'll be honest with you, and there'll be things that I might say to you sometimes that would be not probably what you want to hear. If I was being a good friend, I would tell you how it is.
yeah.
But I wouldn't beat you down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make you feel like shit. I'd try and encourage you to become better and to reach your potential and whatever it is. That's what you need to do with yourself. So like when you're being authentic and you really know what you want from life, you have to have sort of the courage to have those honest conversations with yourself. So if you are massively overweight and you feel like a fat muppet, or you're massively skinny and you feel like a skinny muppet,
Yeah.
lots of people are in denial about that.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I'm fat, but I'm happy. And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe. But like the likelihood is you're probably not.
Yeah.
If you're a skinny muppet, you probably would be happier if you had a little bit more muscle, if you could fill your top out. You would probably feel more confidence. You would probably be able to walk into a job interview and be more likely to land it because you've got more confidence.
Yeah.
Like you probably, if you decided to lose weight and weren't in denial about the fact that it's okay, you might extend your life by 10, 15, 20 years. And it's like people are almost like accepting their mediocrity when they know deep down that they could be doing better, but they're not being authentic with themselves. They're almost lying to themselves, pretending that they are okay with this. And that's not an honest, authentic best friend relationship.
Yeah.
That's like the sort of mate who you're sort of a little bit close with, but you don't want to offend them yet.
Yeah.
Because you don't know each other that well. So you're a bit like, yeah, that's fine. But really it's not.
Yeah. It needs to be like, I've got a brother and sister, but not in that. Like, I've got clients who've got brothers and sisters who are like, they'll tell them how it is. Like, they'll always be, and that's what you need to be with yourself, isn't it? It's the like, they want the best from you. Like, we want to wind each other up, but we want to see each other win. We want to see each other succeed. So when we say stuff seriously, we're not saying it to beat the other person down. Whereas, like, perfect example, one of my clients last night sent me a voice note. It was check-in day on Friday. So sent me a voice note of like really struggling with like their self-image at the minute, and said to me like they've been standing in front of the mirror picking themselves apart. And I was like, why are you doing that? Like, how does that serve you in being the best you? And ties into the best friend thing perfectly. Like, your best friend would never just stand in front of you and pick you apart. And I think I'd done a video on this ages ago, and you've just reminded me when you said that, is that like, speak to yourself like you would speak to your best friend or your sister or a 5-year-old version of you. What are you saying to yourself right now? Like this client, what are you saying to yourself in the mirror? Would you say that to a 5-year-old version of you? Would you say that to your best friend? Think of your best friend stood there and it's not your reflection, it's your best friend stood there in their underwear, would you say all of them things to them? Would you be looking at their body, trying to pick out all of their bad bits? No, we've just sat down, right? And I went to say to you when you're talking, your arms look massive today. You look like you've been smashing it over Christmas. That's what I thought when I looked at you. I didn't sit here and go, yeah, but fucking hell, that top's a bit fucking daft, or fucking hell, pants don't like that. Like, I looked and went,
I've got pajamas on today.
pajamas on, but he's a dog dad now, so I get it.
I've got pajama pants on, right? So I got a dog yesterday, and oh my god, it just absolutely hijacked my life over the last 24 hours. Like, nothing that I wanted to do got done. It was just, he's actually like unbelievable. I was saying this to Jack before we started recording. He's unbelievably well behaved for a puppy. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, I feel blessed. It's unbelievable.
I feel so much better now, right? Because when you messaged me yesterday, I knew he was getting a dog yesterday, and I seen it on his story, and I messaged him. I was like, "Oh lad, how is he? Good luck." Like, buzzing that he got him, and he was like, "He's crate trained. He's sitting on command."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck off." I think I replied back and I was like, I bet he sleeps through the first night as well. I was like, he's got this dog. It's just going to be switched on and perfect. He's not going to have his routine smashed like I did for about 2 weeks. And I was a little bit angry. I was a little bit disappointed that you weren't going to experience that. I'll be honest, because it hit me hard.
His dog's a cunt.
My dog's a dickhead. He is. He's just me in dog form. Like, if I was a dog, that's exactly what I'd do. Like, just throw me weight around and just be like, fuck off, lads. I'm not arsed. You can't tell me what to do. And I'm like, I know your dog's just going to be you in dog. It's just going to get shit done. But then he turned up this morning. We met outside 92, and he just went, "Oh, lad." And it was just that look in his face when he just went, "Oh, fucking hell." I was like, it's okay. I feel better now. Tell me all about it, lad. What's he been doing? So was it bad? Like,
do you know what? It's not that bad. It's just the sheer amount of time. As I said, he's really good. It's just the sheer amount of time. So like, we decided to we crate train. We're crate training him.
Yeah.
We've got him in the living room because that's where he's going to be sleeping. But we decided to sleep on the couch last night to ease the transition of obviously being ripped away from your family. It's a bit heavy, isn't it? So
it's stuck in a cage, stuck in a crate.
So we slept on the couch. So first of all, that's a bit heavy. Just sleep quality in the pan.
Yeah.
And then he woke up to have a piss at like 5 a.m, and I heard him pissing, and then stopped him, took him out of the cage, took him to where we want him to actually piss.
Yeah.
He pissed, and then just that, I had to turn the light on. Light exposure to 5 a.m. is not ideal for going back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I took him back. As I was taking him back in, he wanted to play then. He thought it was time to get up. Started trying to play, just shoved him back in the cage, and then he started crying because he thought it was like time to get up and play.
Yeah.
So then he was crying for a bit. The Fenrir course, did you remember the bit about attaching the long lead to it and just pulling it?
No.
Okay, so basically when you crate training a dog, for anyone obviously you already know, but for anyone listening who doesn't understand what we're talking about, putting the dog in the crate and just getting them accustomed to not whining, not crying, and being comfortable there. So if they start whining or crying, a little tap of the cage, or if you're away from the cage, having a long line attached to it and just pulling it
and just tapping
and
the
making that
okay.
noise so that it makes a little rattle, and then you go, oh shit, I'm not supposed to do that. It's a bit like they start whining, it's just immediately like, no, shut the fuck up, you don't do that. So I was doing that for a bit, and after about 5-10 minutes you quiet down, but then I just couldn't get back to sleep, so sleep's been shit. And then this morning got diarrhea all over my legs and my want ends, and just like it's just the whole morning was just absolutely hijacked.
Have you sectioned the crate off?
Sectioned it off,
like
in terms of like size
smaller? Yeah.
Nah, we've got his bed there, and then his like puppy pads just right next to it.
Because that's what stopped him weeing in the crate for us.
Yeah.
So dogs won't wee where they sleep. But if he's got loads of room, he'll go, I'll just wee over there.
Yeah.
I'll just wee on that bit and sleep over here, and that can be my toilet, and I'll nap on this bit.
Yeah.
And then as they get bigger, you just give them enough room to sleep.
I'll try that.
And make it a little bit bigger, and then he's like, fucking hell, I'm gonna piss here, I'll fucking sleep here. Like, do you know what I mean? Because they're not stupid, but they're lazy. So they're just like, I'll just piss there. Like, I would want to go outside, it's fucking cold, I'll just fucking piss on that bit.
Well, I'll try that then. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That. But yeah, so it's just Just absolutely fucked. It's not even. It's just because as soon as I wake up, it's just go straight away. Whereas I've crafted my life to be very nice, where I just wake up and I've got like an hour or two at least to ease myself into the day, meditate, journal, do all that grounding work, and then it's just been taken from me. So I feel like I'm just in a I almost don't feel present. I don't feel like I'm actually here. I'm just like in.
You just go.
I'm just on autopilot at the minute. I don't. So yeah, it's just fucked.
It's a lot.
I know.
Even when it's not a lot, it's because they're just there and they just want to be your mate and they just want to be like. Yeah. But you've got to watch them all the time, haven't you? Like you can't just like.
I know.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
Funny though.
It's hilarious. I don't even know what we started talking about. That we were talking about coffee when I said I'm fucked this morning.
Yeah, we were talking about because
Yeah. You were telling a story about me coming up and being like,
yeah, but I don't know how we got onto that.
I can't even remember, but
doesn't really matter. Probably not relevant to today.
Probably
just a nice
not.
Story.
Being your own best mate, going back to that, having that authentic and honest relationship with yourself, is absolutely unbelievably vital. So, if it was one of them things where people struggle to be honest with themselves because it's painful.
Yeah.
But also, going back to your clients, when you're dealing with that situation, obviously, like that's being overly critical, but also we don't want to be underly critical.
Yeah.
So like potentially some of your clients, some of our clients that we're already working with probably have a propensity to be overly critical because they're the type of person who really is conscious that they want to make a change. But then also potentially people listening, you might be in a situation where you're underly critical. Like you might be in a situation where if you actually sat down and thought about it, you actually are feeling massively unfulfilled. You are not happy at all in your physique, but yet you're not really doing much about it. And what would you say?
There needs to be a difference in how you're critical with yourself. There needs to be what everyone's really good at, and this is what my client is good at, and this is what we're all good at. It's what I said to her last night. Is we're great at being emotionally critical. We can find the things we hate about ourselves. We can find the things that we're unhappy with, and we attach emotion to it. Like, I hate my love handles. I hate the way my legs look because I look stupid or it makes me look fat or whatever. And you're attaching the emotion to it. Whereas when you're self-critical, but it's not attached to emotion, it's like, okay, well, I haven't lost weight this week and my goal is to lose weight. What do I need to change to make me lose weight this week? But there's no emotion to it. You're not less of a person for not losing weight this week. You're just looking at the statistics. You're looking at it very analytically. Right,
objectively.
Very objectively, that's the word. Of just like, okay, well, this was the goal. It didn't happen. How do I fix that? Rather than being like, this is the goal. I didn't fix it. I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, because that gets you fucking nowhere. Great, like you're a piece of shit. Now what? Like,
that's a really good way to phrase it. I like that. Do you know what you reminded me of when you were speaking is our last podcast, which is part 2 of 5 stories which changed us or shaped us. When I was talking about meditation, and both of our like last couple of points sort of tied into that. It's like being honest and authentic and thinking deeply, but not being judgmental, not being self-judgmental. So it's like you can be fat, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're less of a person. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you're shit. It doesn't. No, and do you know what? Your body can be fat, but you might not be fat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you're not a fat person.
Yeah.
But your body has excess body fat.
Yeah. Do you know what? We spoke about this on our last.
Does that make sense, Jacob, to anyone other than Jack?
Yeah, it's like mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 It's like being like you're not broke.
Yeah.
Just not, like,
Yeah.
that whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your identity is not a fat person.
Yeah. If you attach yourself to that identity, then you are.
Yeah.
If that's what you say you are, then yeah. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm lazy. Well, then yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But like, I done a story about this today on Instagram, and it was like that changing your self-belief is probably one of the biggest underpinning factors in your success when working with when trying to do anything in fucking life, but especially like when someone comes to us, if you don't change who you think you are, then you won't change anything else. It doesn't matter whether you can stick to a diet, whether you can go to the gym, whether you fucking meditate in the morning. If that underpinning belief of who you think you are doesn't change, you won't change, will you? Like,
This is what with meditation, one of the biggest things which like gets people to stick to meditation is when they actually realise what the fuck it is. How many times have you mentioned meditations when you go, oh fuck that?
yeah,
Because they think
yeah,
you have to sit there with your fingers and thumb, with your finger and thumb
Yeah.
touching.
We spoke about
and
this
hum.
when,
Yeah.
like, how long you tried to get me to meditate
Yeah.
for, and I was like, I'm not a hippie lad.
Yeah, and then you just do it and you realise, oh, actually, I am someone who can meditate
Yeah,
and I am enjoying this and I get benefits from this. I meditate, and then you follow through with it.
that for me that unlocked something more for me, because still something I need to work on, because I'm quite judgy because of it's just the way I become over many years, and I know that that's something that is something I need to work on. So like with the meditation, my judgy side was like, not doing that, stupid, not doing that, I'm not into spiritual stuff, I'm not blah, 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 and put a wall up.
Yeah.
When in fact, if I just let that go, meditation's been a fantastic tool for me to not feel anxious, to not wake up in the morning crippled with anxiety. So it's been a really useful tool. Same with, like, remember I read The Secret? The Secret is just so far away from anything that I would normally associate myself with. And I started reading it, I was like, I don't know whether I can get on board with this. And then I said to you, then I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to remove my emotion from it and just be open to it. And it's been helpful.
Good.
And then I can bring that into other things then. Like the Jordan Peterson thing, go into every conversation and assume someone knows more than you about something.
Yeah.
Or like you can learn something from the conversation. And that's only from me then being my best mate and being honest with myself and being able to say, this stuff that you're doing isn't actually helping me be better.
Yeah.
So if you feel a bit stupid, because that's all it comes down to, is that you feel embarrassed, you feel stupid, you feel nervous, you feel shy doing something. So you put this wall up, call it stupid, call it dumb, say you're not into that kind of thing, when in fact it's just you worrying about you. Me being able to be honest about that and go, okay, well actually,
what you're doing right now is making you unhappy, unfulfilled, and not enjoy your life.
yeah, so maybe I need to just...
Yeah. So you should probably go and do this.
Yeah.
Even if it makes you a little bit uncomfortable, to push yourself to do it, and then you won't be in that horrible situation again. Do you know, actually, I don't know if you read my email the other day. I had a conversation with the guy, like on who was inquiring about working with me, and like I just knew after like 5 minutes that we weren't going to be the right fit for each other. But I think it's a good learning point for anyone listening. I actually wrote an email about it, so if you're listening, I told you all this on the phone anyway. But if you're listening, maybe use it as an opportunity to remember what I said on the phone, because it's important. Like the stuff we spoke about, it was deep, like not even beating around the bush. He was deeply unhappy, deeply unfulfilled, didn't like his life in the slightest. Career, love life, like everything. Didn't enjoy his body, like enjoy his body. Didn't like his physique.
Yeah.
In every area of his life that we spoke about, he was not happy, unfulfilled, deeply. And he was like, well, every time I try and get in shape, or every time I try and do something, I always just give up when it's hard. And I was like...
Did read this email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I was just listening to him speak for a bit, and I was like, after a while, I was just like, do you know that if you want more out of life, you're going to have to put more effort in. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to do something in order to take yourself to the next level, in order to earn the right to enjoy your life. Like, you don't just get to enjoy life.
Yeah.
You have to work for it. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose to do things which make you feel good. You don't just earn that. You don't just deserve that. You have to earn it. And you earn it by doing things which are a little bit uncomfortable, which put you in a position to actually enjoy the fruits of life. And I said to him the phrase, I think I first heard it from James Clear. If you change nothing, nothing will change.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah.
Did you put that on your story the other day?
No, in the email.
You put it in the email, and then that's why Rach put it on her story yesterday, because she read your email as well. Yeah. That's where I seen it.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Influencer.
Yeah. Stop
And-
influencing my brand.
And
I was gonna call her an employee then, right? And I was just got scared. Didn't have the balls to.
you're going to go home,
Yeah.
wake up tomorrow morning without a dick.
Gonna go home and just sleep in the crate, and the dog's gonna get in bed. Like, I'll walk upstairs and she'll be, where are you going, lad? Come on, in your crate, in you go.
But yeah, it's true. Like, and I said this to the guy, and he was just completely unwilling. He was like, yeah, I don't. To be honest, I just want to get some results in it, but I'm just really not like, I'm not interested in doing much, making much sacrifice. Like I just wanted, and he was just sort of mumbling and just,
Yeah.
and in the end I was just like, I just sort of like give him like a 5-minute monologue about how he needs to get his shit together, and it's just like, you can't expect to get anywhere in life if you're not willing to put any work in.
Yeah.
You have to put work in. You have to be willing to put effort in to achieve the things that you want. Otherwise, your life is just shit. It's just neutral. It's just unfulfilled in work because he hasn't got the confidence to go and educate himself, to apply for a pay rise or to apply for a new job that he actually would enjoy. He hasn't got the confidence to step into, or maybe you don't even need the confidence. You need the balls to step into a gym where you're not confident, because you know that that's what you have to do whatever it is, to have the balls to go up to a girl that you fancy and you might get rejected.
Yeah.
Like, that takes balls. And it's like, he was in a situation, the relationship that he had with himself was unauthentic. It was not honest. He was pretending to himself that he was okay with where he is and that he doesn't need to put this effort in to get him to where he wants to be. But if he had someone who actually cared about him, have this conversation with him, like me, obviously, but someone who actually is closer to him, to actually help him get through that, then his life will change. But if you can have that conversation with yourself, you can take yourself to that place.
I think a lot of it, especially in that person's situation, ties back to our perception, or people's perception of failing. Failing shit. Doesn't feel nice. No one fails and is like, yes, glad that didn't work out. Woo, I've just created a new group program. Glad no one signed up. That's good. Like,
I think I'm a weirdo because sometimes when I fail, it excites me.
but this is the thing, because you've changed your, and this was going to say, you've changed your perception of failure because you've removed the emotion from, okay, I didn't fail because I'm a bad person. I didn't fail because I'm a muppet.
Yeah.
I failed because something in the way I did that didn't work. And that's all it is. There's no good or bad from it. That's probably one of my favourite things from reading Dr. DeMartini's book. He's saying, like, every situation is neutral. You just have to make it neutral by, if it's a positive, there's negatives. If it's a negative, there's positives. So in failure, when you feel crap and you automatically go, well, I'm useless, I'm shit, well, find all the positives. Why is that failing a good thing? And it's that, if you want, you need to be able to do that and then get good at failing. Because no one successful was just got it right. It's like, oh yeah, I'm boss at this. Okay, there's probably the outliers that did. Like,
No, even still.
Like,
I've heard interviews with Michael Jordan where he spoke about all the shit that he's done wrong in Kobe Bryant, and like, they're like those decorated fucking basketballers of all time. I obviously don't know the stats because I'm not really asked about basketball, but like, Michael Jordan probably made like hundreds of like buzzer beater shots that just won the game.
Yeah.
Hundreds, but he probably missed 50. Do you know what I mean?
Like, failing. People don't talk about failing, and failing's a big part of being successful. Failing's not bad. Like, you fail in school, or you're going to fail this test, and that's where it's drummed in, isn't it? Like, revise or you're going to fail. Revise, you're going to, well, good. If I fail, I'll know what I need to work on. Like, okay, I want to fail this test so that I can know what I need to work on. Do you know what I mean? If you're trying to like, that's where it comes from. That is where it comes from. You go into school, you do a test and you're expected to pass it first time. And if you don't,
You're shit.
you're shit.
You get moved down a set.
Yeah, you get moved down a set. Whereas the test should be framed to people as in, this test is a good thing. We want you all to fail this test so that we can see where you're going to improve next. If you do a maths test and you're boss at division, well, what's the point in spending the next 6 months working on divisions? You're terrible at like adding or fractions or like
Integration.
Oh
my God, fucking
if you're terrible at
integration,
that, because that's what you failed on in the test, fantastic, great. Well, that's what we're going to focus on for the next 6 months. Like, it's when we do like, I was talking about the habit audit this week. I want to know where you're bad. I want to know what you're crap at, because that's what we need to work on. That's not a bad thing. We use the term bad, but that's bad. You're not bad. And that's,
Yeah.
like, failing's not bad. Failing's scary. Oh, I'm going to feel shit. Okay, well, do you feel shit right now? Like, when you look in the mirror, when you wake up in the morning, when you go about life, do you feel shit right now? Like, okay, well, if you fail, are you going to feel any worse? Or are you just going to feel crap still? And is there more potential to feel better if you fail and then get better?
It's just that initial fear. But like, you don't shoot, you don't score, lad.
Yeah.
You're just going to remain the same forever.
Yeah.
Unless you put yourself in that vulnerable position, allow yourself to fail, and realise again, have that best friend conversation with yourself. If you fail, it's not because you're shit. It's not. It's just, that's the way things worked out. Use it as fuel, learn from it, do better next time. Every single person fails all the time.
This is why we've built communities. Like, you've got you've called the More Than Muscle community. Yeah, and we've got the level 10 community. And the 28 Days of Change is all ran through like a group as well, because if you are this person who's scared of change, or scared of like, if you've got this fear of failing, which is natural, you're more than likely surrounded by other people who have the same views of like, they're not making changes, they're not pushing themselves because they're scared of failing. But then when you get into a community of people who are actively trying and failing and are okay about it, like, we have people join the community and they're quiet right from the start, unless they're a real extrovert and they're just like, hey, I'm here to do blah, 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 and they're posting videos and stuff, and you're like, great. But if they're not, most people are a little bit like, I'll see what other people are saying, I'll see what they're talking about. And when they see like, oh, do you know what? Like, someone posted in a group, oh, do you know what? I didn't lose weight this week because this, and this happened. So next week I'm going to do this. It's like, so then they're okay with that. Like, they're sharing that they failed and they're doing something about it. And then like, me or Rachel comment back and be like, fantastic, well done for identifying that didn't go well and putting this thing in place. And then you're then in this community of seeing other people fail, but in a good way, and seeing how that's helping them grow. And then you get sucked into it. Whereas if you're not in that, then you're gonna keep this fear of failing. Like, if I didn't have you as a mate, I wouldn't be like talking on a podcast in a podcast studio, like thinking I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't like, but like, our businesses wouldn't be where they were if we didn't have people around us, like Jack, like Lucy, like all of the coaches that we know, to help us constantly be like, yeah, this is okay. This went shit. Yeah. I need help with this, or I'm gonna work. And you grow because you're surrounded by people on the same path.
100%. Like, I don't know if you want to share some of the failures that you've had, but like, I remember the first time I tried to make the More Than Muscle community actually into a group chat.
Yeah,
it just flopped like unbelievably. Like, it was just, it was absolutely like so bad. Like, I feel like 6 people joined the group. It was because it was on Facebook, and there was like 3 messages, and then I was just like, wow. Like, I got ghosted like 3 times on the bounce, and I was like, right, well, this now is not because I'm shit and I can't make a community and there's a problem with me. I've just done it wrong. Yeah. So now I need to use this failure, learn from it, and do it better next time. So I was like, right, most of my clients, no one uses Facebook, so fuck Facebook off. Boom. Let's use WhatsApp instead. Right? How can I get people to actually engage? No one's probably going to turn up to the lives and watch them, and if they are, they're probably not going to actually like properly watch them unless they're in the call with me. So they'll do Zoom calls instead. And then now it's working. But then even when I started that, first time I got like 2 people. Second time I got like 1 person.
Yeah.
Third time I got like 3. One time, I think it was like the 4th or 5th time, I got actually no one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so instead I just recorded what I was going to say and sent it. And then after that, I just kept turning up, kept getting better. And then one time I got like 15, 16, 17 people on it, and I was like, right, happy days. And then from there, it just keeps going on. And it's like, I could have let that Facebook flop absolutely define what I do with my business from now on. I could have been like, well, I'm never gonna do a group or try and build a community because I can't do it. I'm shit. I'm never gonna do it. But actually, no, I just did it wrong. There's nothing wrong with failing. You just have to learn from it and move on.
100%. Like some of the clients I've had, and I've just like looking back, like proper let them down. Like the service was just terrible and stuff. Like I've failed that client, but I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up about it. The first group program I ever ran, no one signed up.
Yeah.
No, I tell a lie.
You got 2, didn't you, or 1?
I got 1, and I had to cancel a group program because it was a group program for 1 person, so it was just one-to-one coaching, and I felt like a muppet. I was like, oh my god, like you've ran this group program. The group program I'm running now.
Yeah, it was the first one, wasn't it? It was just called something different.
It was called something different. So there was HQ2, and then there was 28 days. So it was 28 days first, and then it was HQ2, which was 2 months long, and that got a few more people into it. And then we went back to 28 days, and sort of that aligned with the rebrand a little bit better. And then this group program now, again, a recent failure. I'll tell you about it. I'm not really that bothered because it is what it is. Like, okay, ran 2 free intakes of the 28 days. We're like, okay, let's put a price on it because it costs me money to run the program. I've got Lucy, who I pay for 4 weeks, and
by the way, it's unbelievable as well. So it should really have a price on it.
I've got Michelle, pay Lucy. We want to bring in like a live studio, but again, can't do that for free. It costs too much. All the advertising before it, like the last one before Christmas, I think I spent £600 on Facebook ads, just for a program. So I was like, I'll break even if I charge £28 and I get 40 people on. I'll break even. Sound okay? Happy with that. So it's 28 quid for 28 days. A week and a half before it was starting, 1 person had signed up, and I was like, back and forward with Mark, back and forward with Sarah. Sarah is a girl who helps me with my marketing. She's the head of marketing for M10, and Mark Coles is my business mentor. So the 2 of them were like, I was just casing them. I was like, what's going on? Is it the ads? Is it this? What is it? What do we change? Like, what's not working? I wasn't getting emotional with me because that's really important. Like, it's not wrong with me. The challenge works. The challenge is good. Do you know what I mean? So if people aren't signing up, either the results aren't getting them to click on the link. When they get to the landing page isn't making them want to sign up, or the price is just they haven't seen enough to commit that amount to this program, and that's all it is. Problem. They went through them all and was like, okay, let's just drop the price. Does it really matter? Am I going to run a group program with 1 person in? No. Okay. I going to run a group program, and do I want this to be good? Do I want to actually just help people? Yeah. Okay. Sound. Just drop the price. And now there's 42 people on it.
Nice.
I've got 42 people I get to help over the next 28 days between me, Rach, Lucy, and Michelle. Take a hit. It is what it is. But 42 people get to work with me for the next.
But about a lot of shit was learned from that process as well.
Massively.
Like, it's a failure, but like so much shit will have been learned.
Yeah.
And you got to actually be willing to be like, yeah, this didn't work.
Yeah.
It's not me though. It's just I didn't do things right.
It is what it is.
I'm not a shit person, not a shit human.
Yeah. I'm fucking boss at what I do. So it's not me. You've got to have a little bit of ego. You've got to have a little bit of ego, otherwise you get nowhere. Like,
not even that, just a little bit of compassion for yourself, man.
yeah.
Do you know, I want to speak about the high five habits. Have you ever heard of that? Did you listen to that podcast?
No, do you know what? No, I couldn't remember his name. It was when we spoke to Lydia and Grace.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it was on Steve Bartlett's podcast. The high five habit woman, which she got a book called High Five Habits, and basically, I've definitely told you about this. On the
We
podcast
spoke
before,
about it. We spoke.
where-
Yeah, this is why I wanted to listen to the podcast. Yeah.
where you literally just like walk up to the mirror in the morning and high five yourself
Love it.
in the mirror. So you just walk up to the mirror and go, "Yes, lad.
Yeah.
what's happening?
Love
Good
it.
morning." Or I tried a few times. I
Just
gave myself
fist
a
bump.
fist bump because
Yeah.
a high five's a bit.
Like
a
you
bit-
slapping the
It's
mirror.
a bit wet, isn't it?
It's a bit wet. Yeah. 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 I love that phrase because I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I fist bumped myself a few times, but it's good. It's like I feel like a bit of a muppet doing it, of course.
Yeah.
But like it's almost obviously the psychology which she explains in the podcast. If anyone's actually interested, go and listen to the woman. Just type in high five habits, and I'm sure she'll come up on YouTube or whatever. But she was talking about like a load of stuff. But like the thing is like when you high five someone, it doesn't. She used the analogy of basketball again. I feel like I always talk about basketball on this podcast. I don't
Do you really like basketball
I
on
just
the
don't give a
fly?
fuck about basketball, but like I always end up talking about it. She was talking about like, you know, when basketballers will take a free throw,
Yeah.
if they hit it, they get a high five off
Yeah.
everyone, and if they miss it, they also get a high five off
Yeah.
everyone. Those high fives don't mean the same thing. So high fives, yes lad, well done,
Yeah.
just a little one like that. But also it's like if you miss it, it's just like another one. It's just like
Yeah.
son, you missed, so what lad, let's go again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's almost like self-compassion, self-forgiveness. It's like you wake up in the morning, your life's like a piece of shit. Like everything in your life is just fucked. Like you'll be a point in your life where you are the lowest of the low, and if you can give yourself some compassion at that point and high five yourself metaphorically, you don't have to actually do it in the mirror, but like be like, yeah, this is shit, like my life's awful right now, but it's fine, I'm working hard to change it.
Yeah.
I'm capable of changing it. We can still get this done. Even though it's fucking terrible now, I can still move. I can still change this.
And then that goes back to what you said before about like this situation isn't me. This is a situation I'm in, but I'm not.
I'm gonna get myself out of it.
Yeah.
Do you know, actually talking about Steve Bartlett? He did a interview with Link Up TV. I think it was on, and I seen a reel of it the other day, and he was talking about how when he was broke, he was living in Moss Side, like he had no money whatsoever. And he started recording himself and documenting himself when he had no food in the fridge, going, ha, look at this, got no food in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all these bills on the table, like
Yeah.
eviction notices and all madness, and like stuff
Yeah.
that he couldn't pay. He couldn't pay his
Yeah.
bills. As if he was like documenting it for where he is now, so
Yeah.
he can look back and go, ha, remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he knew
He
that
knew he wasn't
he's
gonna be
in
there.
that shit situation right now,
Yeah.
but he's going to get himself out of it. Because he knew it's not him that's in that situation. He's failed terribly there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Can't pay your fucking rent. That's heavy. Like massive failure.
Yeah.
But he knew deep down that it wasn't that defined him. He was not defined by that situation. He was going to get himself out of that. And it's like, you might be fat, you might be skinny, you might be terribly unfulfilled with your life. You can change that. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You might just be in that situation. Get yourself the fuck out of it.
Like, who do you want to be? Not who you are right now, but who do you want to be? I done a video, I done a podcast on it. That's what I done. You know, I do the podcast for my clients.
Yeah.
Because again, this was a how can I get information across in a way that is dead easy for everyone to access, and they don't have to sit and watch a video. 10-minute podcast every week. Just 10 minutes. Here's some fucking information that you can implement into your life. Talking about that and talking about fake it till you make it. But fake it till you make it, kind of. Because what I was saying is exactly what you've just said there, is like, who do you want to be? Go and picture that person. What do they do? How do they feel when they wake up? How do they act? Like, what type of food do they eat? How often do they exercise? How many times a day do they, like, what do they do to like feel good? Like all of this stuff. Like, what does that person you want to be do? Right, let's just go and do that then. Like, just do that.
Exactly.
Like, you're not doing it now because you don't think you're that person. well, what does that person do? And just fake it. Just fake you're not that person. Okay, great. Fake it until you are that person. Like, oh, well, yeah, I really wish I could go to the gym 4 times a week. Like, I really wish I was someone who ate healthily. Do it then.
I think part of the shift you've seen in my content has almost come from like a bit of a place of impatience as well. It's just like there's no substitute for just wanting it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. Just shut up and just do it.
Just do it.
Like Nike. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's the best logo.
Yeah.
It's the best slogan. Yeah, that's it. For a reason. Like, I don't know any other company's slogan. Like, if you tell me, think of the most iconic slogan you can, it's just do it straight away.
Yeah.
Like, every time. Like, there's nothing else that sticks in my head so well. And it's just so simple, but so effective. It's like, you can, like, our job is to make everything as easy as possible and as quick and as effective as possible, so that every ounce of your energy that you put into something results in massive improvements. You could do it yourself and you might progress a little bit. You could come with us and me go bum 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 and you'd be flying.
Yeah.
But there's no substitute, no matter what, for just fucking doing it. Just shut the fuck up and do it. Like, there's nothing else. Just fucking do it.
In all honesty, the clients that we have that just nail it, we don't speak to. Like, I've got clients who just check in on a Friday and it's just like, yeah, I did that. And I think you told me to do last Friday. Well, I just did it all week. And I've done well. I've progressed. I look better. Like, I've made the improvements that I want to do. And I'm like, boss, check in. Do this next week. And they go away and do it.
But no one gets to that point. No one's at that point straight away.
No.
It obviously takes a while
Some people
to
are.
get into
Some
that.
weird robots just reach out to you and they're just like, I want this. I'm like, okay, here's the plan. And they go, see you in 3 months, see you in 4 months. And they go off and they send you like 1 WhatsApp a week and like a 3-word check-in. And they do that for like 4 or 5 months and they come back to you and they're just like, did it? Yeah. Nice one. See you later. And you're just like, you're welcome. Good, aren't I? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you feel a bit like,
I didn't really do anything there.
you doing it there? I was just like, yeah, well done. And do you know what the funniest thing is, right? They're always buzzing with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got so much more that you could have had, but you didn't really need it or ask for it because you just done some stuff every week.
No, not even that. It's not that you didn't even need it or ask for it. Like, you completely ghosted everything from me. So it's like, I tried to give it to you, you declined it.
Yeah.
But you still did well anyway, so well done.
Well done. But they are the outliers.
Yeah, the massive outliers.
Yeah, you get one of them every now and again, but most of the time it's not that.
No.
I wish it was. Just hundreds of people coming and going, yeah, see you in 6 weeks. I just needed someone to tell me to do it. Do you ever get that? Like, that's all they need. They don't need tell them what to eat. They don't need tell them what to go. They just want someone to go
accountability.
to the gym today.
That's a huge part of coaching, isn't it? Just having accountability.
Yeah.
To someone
go and do it.
outside of yourself.
Yeah.
It's huge. But yeah, going back to it, having that self-compassion with yourself, having the ability to be honest with yourself first, accept the shitty situation that you may or may not be in, and deciding that, shit, I should probably change this, but my failure doesn't define me.
This situation isn't me. I'm just in this situation. I'm just going to get out of it.
And then once you've decided to get the fuck out of it, then just fucking get the fuck out of it. So like, what we made some notes before, or last night at like midnight when we decided what to speak about today. Obviously, I've just got a dog, and I didn't even know this until before, but me and Jack both bought a online puppy training course. I forgot what it's called. Fenrir.
Fenrir.
I forgot what the company is called.
It's a really difficult name to say.
Fen-
I'll be completely honest. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's really
It's
good.
just dead hard to say the.
Fenrir.
I'll get it up.
Something.
I'll get it up. You entertain.
The company is called
I'll do
Fenrir.
research.
Anyway, and it's like,
If only we had someone in the background that could get it up for us.
it is. Yeah, the company is called Fenrir. So the perfect puppy course. Shout out Fenrir. I've only watched like a little bit of it so far, and it's really good. But we decided, because we are coaches and we believe in coaching, that we had the honest conversation with ourselves. This dog is going to ruin our lives. It's going to absolutely fuck us so hard that we need everything that we can possibly get our hands on in order to handle this amount of work.
Yeah.
So we could have just gone like, yeah, I'm just going to smash it with the dog. I'm going to do everything I possibly can. But also part of being honest and open with yourself is understanding what your liabilities are, what you're shit at. Again, going back to Lucy's post from yesterday, that we spoke about before. You might be able to work really hard and work really consistently, but if what you're doing is consistently shit, you're going to get shit results. So like, I know a fair amount about dogs, but I want this dog to be the fucking highest level of canine. And it's like, I'm not at that level yet. I don't know enough about dog behavior to be able to do that. So I want that. And I accept that I'm not there yet. So I need to invest in someone outside of myself to be able to take me to that level.
It ties into, it ties into to you as a person. Like, we couldn't get a dog and let it be a little shit.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, not mine is a little shit, he's a fucking prick.
But imagine if you hadn't got that course. Imagine if you'd let him do what he wanted.
But he's not in comparison to other dogs, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he needs work because he's a fucking big meathead.
He's only one, lad,
He's only one. But exactly that. It's like, I'm not just going to get a dog and just be like, oh yeah, we just got a dog, he just sits around. Because that's not who I am. That's not the type, that's not how I live life. Like, if I'm getting a dog, he's going to be well trained, he's going to be well behaved. And he's going to have a good life, he's going to be fit, he's going to be healthy. Because that's the type of person I am, so that's the type of person. And you've done exactly the same with your dog. There's no way you're just going to get a dog and be like, we'll just ride the storm and see what happens. It's like, I'm going to get a dog. It's going to fit into the routine. The dog's going to be behaved. It's going to be this, going to be that. So how do I do that? Right. I need someone who knows more than me to help with that.
Exactly. And the reason I brought that up is like, if anyone listening is in a situation where you're looking at your physique and you're going, shit, we've just been speaking about authenticity. You're listening and you're thinking, yeah, do you know what? When I look in the mirror, I'm not really that happy. Feel a little bit fat. Or I feel a little bit skinny, I'm not happy at all, don't feel fulfilled. Once you've got that level of authenticity and honesty with yourself, ask yourself the question, do you have the knowledge and the experience to actually get yourself to the level of results that you're looking for? And it's like, again, being honest and authentic, if you want mediocre results, or you want to spend the next 5 years learning about how to get high level of results to be able to deliver that to yourself, then you can do that. If you really want to be able to look in the mirror and be full of pride, confidence, and completely change your life by transforming your physique, it's one of them things where the likelihood is, unless you're a coach listening to this, you don't have the experience or the knowledge to be able to deliver that to yourself. And so, like me and Jack have invested in a professional to take our dog to the next level, invest in a professional or a coach that's going to allow you to completely transform your physique effectively and efficiently, because you could do it yourself. It might just take 5 years and a lot of trial and error and a lot of failure to the point where it would just make a lot more sense if you're serious about it, if you're serious about training, about changing your physique, to invest in someone outside of yourself to completely transform it in a much more efficient and effective manner in a much shorter period with less hassle, less money spent, less time wasted. Would you agree?
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Again, it ties back to like that honesty of like, can I actually do this? Am I lying to myself? Like,
not even like, no, anyone can. You can. Like, you can get shredded on your own. It will just be very hard and it will take a lot of time.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, so like, you could set that smart goal, but like with your life, where your life is right now, can you honestly do that? Like, yeah, you can do it, because he fucking does it all the time, gets people shredded. If you feel like shit, I'll make you feel fucking fantastic and I'll help you fucking take control of your weight and feel like you're not on a diet. I can fucking do that. I can get you to do that regardless of who the fuck you are. But can you do that on your own right now? Can you manage the kids? Can you manage work? Can you manage stress? The dog. Can you manage all of that in the time frame that you say you can? And can you manage life stepping in and getting in the way? And if you can't, well, your two options are beat yourself up, be really emotional about it and be like, oh, fucking hell, I'm shit, I can't do this. Or be quite objective about it and be like, okay, well, what do I need to change? I don't know how to train this fucking dog, but I want this dog to be the best. Well, I can't actually do that on my own. Okay, well, let's go to fucking Fenrir. I cannot say that. And get him to show me how to.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take control of my fucking life and my mind and my body. Okay, well, let's go and find someone who can do that and show me how to do that and give me the tools to be able to do that. Or just be stuck in this cycle.
Yeah, or just be mediocre.
That's
That's the decision you got to make, isn't it?
When I think of the word mediocre, I think of you. Not in that way. I'm not calling you mediocre. That was
What do you mean, lad?
what, lad? Triggered. But like
No,
that
'cause I
word.
always use
Yeah,
it.
you always use that word. I love it.
Because I hate it. Imagine being mediocre, lad.
Imagine just being average.
No, I mean, there's obviously things that we're mediocre at. I'm mediocre at training dogs, but I refuse to accept that mediocrity.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's good at some stuff and shit at other stuff.
Yeah.
But
if you
accepting mediocrity is just sad and pathetic.
if
in
you're
my
gonna
opinion.
dedicate time to it, it's probably why I don't play golf that much.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that good at it.
Yeah.
So if I play it, I want to be good at it.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to play more golf, I'd have to dedicate more time to it to get good at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If it's something that's important to you, you cannot be mediocre, or you're a fucking muppet.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. You just can't. You can't accept mediocrity if it's important to you.
Yeah.
If you want to be a good parent, you can't just be like, oh, can't be arsed with that fucking football game today. Just have a lie in.
Yeah.
That's not being a good parent.
Yeah.
Probably just triggered like 20 parents. But I'm being serious.
Oh, do you know you haven't got kids? No, but I've got a dog and it's the same thing. And I will argue to the death with anyone who says
I
otherwise.
don't have kids and I'm not a parent, but I have parents
And they have a kid.
and they have a kid.
So it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. I think we should wrap it up there.
That was a
After
nice
I've
little
just
end,
pissed
yeah.
off.
Yeah, piss everyone off and then leave.
That's how I like to do it.
Come back next week. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions or any topics you'd like us to cover next week, then please let us know.
Yeah.
At coach.com.
At jack.level10life. And before we finish, should we do some questions next week? Should we put them a little bit sooner? Because I got some questions today. We're not going to do them because, to be honest, one of them was terrible. But we'll do that
we
next
could
week and
probably
we'll
cover
actually
that.
plan for it.
We've got 7 minutes left. We may as well cover that.
We just said front squat.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Like,
Should cover that. What's the question?
that was there was no question. There wasn't even a question mark. It was just the words front squat. So I don't know how to address that as a question. It was, I have to front squat on today's.
Just do it.
I'm going to assume they're on about the
front
fact
squat.
that I'm trying to teach myself to front squat because I spoke about it in my story the other day.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that, I'm not good at this, so I want to get good at it. And I was trying to find something outside of bodybuilding because I've sort of stepped away from that now. But then my training had no direction, so I was like, okay, what am I crap at? What are the things in the gym that I'm not good at? Like Olympic lifts, like anything that involves like sort of like rhythm and technique, or like front squats because you need good mobility. So like all of those things, and I went through and I was like, well, I'm crap at deadlift and I couldn't actually deadlift. So I've taught myself to do that, and now I'm trying to get strong at it. Front squat, used to avoid it like the plague because I couldn't get my hands anywhere near it. I was like, okay, let's put that in as one. And bench press, because I always hurt my shoulder. I was like, right, okay, let's figure out how to bench press
to do
without hurting myself.
Nice.
And then horrible cardio stuff because I've had a hatred for cardio for a while. So I'm trying to teach myself the front squat.
Nice.
It's hard. It's really hard. Yeah. It's harder on my ego than anything because I used to be able to squat like 4 plates aside, 5 plates aside, and now I can barely front rack 2.
Yeah.
Like barely just get it into the front rack without hurting. But once I let my ego go, it's okay.
One of them, lad. It's not you that's shit.
It's not me that's
It's
shit.
your mobility that's shit.
That's it.
So when you fix that, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And then I got another one that was my biggest regret, and we have definitely not got time to dig into that. So we will do questions next week.
Yes. Happy days. Thank you all for listening. Speak to you all next week.